everyone, my name is Tori Calamito. I'm an Oz historian. I host the Oz vlog on YouTube, and I'm a panelist on Oz Talk for the International Wizard of Oz Club. Welcome to this special presentation for the 2021 To Oz Festival. My guest today is Tiffany Sutton, lifelong Oz fan, also known as Follow the Yellow Brick Girl on Instagram. She is a Disney bounder, an actress, a model. You will probably recognize her as the face of the cake-worthy Wizard of Oz clothing line. Welcome, Tiffany, and thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me today.
Thanks for having me. This is so much fun. I'm excited to be here.
Yo, right? Hanging out with some Oz friends. So, what is bounding and how does that differ from cosplay?
Bounding is a term that was coined by Leslie Kay. She started when she was doing a trip to Disney, and she called it Disney bounding. And basically it is wearing clothing that is inspired by different Disney characters, specifically for Disney bounding. It's not like closet cosplay at all, because it doesn't have to be an exact replica of an outfit. You don't have to like look at it and see like the exact pieces that like that character would wear. It's more like color blocking. So you would be wearing the colors of the character with your own style and clothing that you have. It's really kind of up to you how you want to interpret that character's outfit, and how you want to interpret it. And you just use your own style. Like there's no wrong way to bound when it comes to somebody's personal style. And I think that's like the fun of it, because you're wearing real clothing. You can go to work in these clothes and be a Disney character or any other kind of character you want to be, just wearing things from your closet and matching the colors of that character.
So now you've taken this theory of Disney bounding and you've adapted it to your Oz fandom.
Yes. So Disney bounding has grown as a fandom like so much since it started. I want to say it started back in 2011. They just celebrated their 10-year anniversary of the whole entire Disney bounding community and brand. And now people just, if you are going to go outside of the Disney character, you just call it bounding. So they just like bound different characters that they love. And so I definitely love to do it with the Wizard of Oz.
Are you one of these folks who frequents the Disney parks in
Yes.
these bounding outfits?
Yes, I am that person. That is me. And I'm part of that whole community of people who are constantly living at the theme parks, dressing up, wearing different outfits and being different characters all the time. That is guilty.
So in perusing through your Instagram, you've paid homage to many different iterations of Oz characters, but what's your favorite Oz character to bound as?
Always Dorothy. I always lean towards Dorothy. It's something that's been innate in me since I was teeny tiny and can't even remember. So yeah, always her.
So how did this bounding lifestyle become part of your daily life?
When I was planning for my wedding and things like that, like I don't know if anyone's ever planned a wedding, but I absolutely loved planning my wedding. My whole life was all about the creative process during that time. And once my wedding was over, I was kind of like sad. I kind of went through like one of those post-wedding depressions that happen, because I'm like, well, now what do I do? Like, how do I like make my life more creative now? Like, what do I do? Wedding's over. So my husband actually was like, hey, you were always interested in like doing that Disney bounding thing that you saw like at the parks, because I'd always see people like walking around in like the cutest outfits and you could tell who they were. Like I saw one girl in like green jeans and like a purple tank top, and I was like, oh my God, she's dressed like Ariel, like really cute stuff. I want to do that. And he's like, why don't you try doing that? And so I was like, I'm a hoarder. I have tons of clothes in my closet. I'm a clothing hoarder. I could probably put together an outfit. So I did. And like, I was an annual pass holder at Disneyland before they got rid of annual pass holders. So I used to go all the time and do different characters, and my husband would Disney bound with me, and I got more involved in the Disney bounding community. I met more and more people who loved it just as much as I did. And now it's just like a part of everyday life.
Walk me down your yellow brick road in terms of how the Wizard of Oz came to be a part of your personal story.
My mother always told me the story, because I was too young to be able to remember like how I was. But my mom said she showed it to me when I was 2, and I latched on like a crazy person and never let go. It was just like an instantaneous like love for me. I don't know if it was Dorothy I always wanted a dog when I was little. She had a dog. She has the sparkly red shoes. It was just like all of these things I don't know about Dorothy. I just like latched onto. And my mom told me when I was like 3 years old and in an elevator, somebody like was like, "Oh, what's your name, little girl?" And I told him I was like Dorothy Gale from Kansas. Like literally that my mom tells that story all the time. So I like was like Dorothy Gale from Kansas. So I've always been Dorothy in my brain. I've just always been Dorothy.
Do you think the 1939 film is the film that you identify with the most when you are choosing your costume pieces, or what of your favorite interpretations of Oz?
Yeah, that blue gingham is pretty much my favorite thing. I'm always looking for blue gingham in every type of outfit style, pants, skirts, shorts, tops, dresses. If it's blue gingham, I want it. So, and I would like to incorporate that blue gingham in all types of clothing variety styles. So yeah, it's that I think. I don't know. I think it's because that Judy Garland Dorothy is my very first Dorothy I ever encountered. So I believe that that's where I latch onto the most when it comes to like which style of Dorothy. And also those ruby red shoes are just everything to me. So it's like blue gingham and ruby red shoes for life.
Now, speaking of those ruby red shoes, I've heard a rumor that you have something like in the ballpark of 20 pairs.
It's 30 now.
Girl, okay, so we're up to 30 pairs.
It's 30 now.
I have been an Oz collector all of my life. I do not own anywhere near 30 pairs of ruby slippers. Oh my gosh. So you're clearly fascinated by these magical shoes and what they represent. It just blows my mind that you have that many choices for your bounding outfits. Okay, so walk me through your favorite pairs. Walk me. Did you?
Okay. I see what you did there. Yes. So I'm gonna start with my newest pair because it was a birthday present that I got this month from my husband, and he did so good with these. But like, look at these boots.
They're so cool.
It's like the most fantastic boots you've ever seen. Like how? Look at these things.
Those are gorgeous. Now you're a member of the Slipper Hood that the girls from Down the Yellow Brick Pod have created through their podcast. When you designed your shoes, did they resemble those boots in any way?
I think my shoes that I designed were a mix of my wedding shoes, and I think I said I would add bows because my wedding shoes don't have bows. I feel like it was a mix between like, because I went with definitely with rhinestones just because they sparkle more than sequins, and I am all about the bling. But I do think I went with the classic heel just for classic sake. These are my wedding shoes. I went and found like a pair of red patent leather shoes that I liked, and then I sent them to someone on Etsy, and she blinged them out for me because I didn't have time to do that.
I know those were rhinestones and not sequins. Is that right?
Yes, rhinestones. They just sparkle more. Like my roller skates also are rhinestones. I made these.
You made these?
I made these.
Okay.
Took me 2 months. These were white roller skates with pink wheels and a pink I think stopper. So when I got the roller skates, I was like, I need red wheels and a red stopper. I'm gonna paint these. So I painted them red. And then I put on by hand all of these teeny tiny little jewels.
Wow.
By hand. These are like probably the most accurate because they're so dark, you know, to go with that like sequin color because they're super dark. They were like, oh, the store that sells the jewels were like, oh yeah, this is usually like the color you would go to if you were doing ruby red slippers. So I was like, you must have experience with people making their own shoes. But I made these and I'm the most proud of them.
Wow. So do you actually roller skate in them?
I do. As you can see, like the stopper has been used. These wheels have been used. I roller skate all the time. Like, so when quarantine hit, well, before quarantine hit, I went to a roller skating party that Disney was holding. And I was like, oh, I have always wanted to own my own roller skates. I was telling my friend this, and I was like, but they don't really make the roller skates I want. And she was like, what do you want, ruby red roller skates? And I was like, how did you know? And she's like, yeah, they don't make those. And I was like looking for like red glitter. And then I was like, oh, they don't really make those. And then I was like, I should just like one day make my own. But like, who has the time to bedazzle roller skates? And then the pandemic happened. And I was like, now's the time. So Dan bought me the roller skates as an early birthday gift. And then I spent 2 months bedazzling them or painting them and then bedazzling them out. And then by my birthday last year, they were finished. And I'm not a great roller skater, but I've been learning to roller skate better. So I like practice in them and I take them to the roller rink and I like skate outside all the time. If people have been following me for a while, for the past year, like my Insta stories are just like me skating around my neighborhood in these babies. But yeah, I definitely roller skate in them. And the good thing is because I made them, I'm not really like scared to mess them up because I can always just reattach jewels to them easily. So anytime they get damaged, usually when they get damaged, it's in transporting them and not actually wearing them, which is ironic. But yeah, I've fixed them a couple times since I've made them. But yeah, these are my gorgeous, look, they sparkle. I love them.
They just glimmer in the sunshine.
Yes, they do. And every time I skate and Dan's like out with me, I'm like, are they sparkling? And he's like, I'm blind. I need some. I'm like, do you see them? Do you see them sparkle? Like as I'm skating. And he's like, yes, they are blinding me from back here. These ones I wore to the Land of Oz because they are so magical. They light up.
Oh my gosh. Every little girl's dream.
So when you
ruby slipper.
Yeah. So when you walk, the clothes light up. And these are so cute. So somebody was like, you're gonna wear those up the mountain. And I was like, yes, I am. There's no way I'm not walking down the Yellow Brick Road, the literal Yellow Brick Road, in shoes that don't light up on the bow. But yes, they're like the most magical things.
Oh my gosh. And the Land of Oz, what a magical setting to wear those shoes in. Was that a very spiritual experience for you to walk that Yellow Brick Road?
It was magic. I definitely cried when I saw that Yellow Brick Road. I was in tears. I was just like, I can't believe I'm finally in this place I've been wanting to go to for so long. But yes, it was very magical. I brought both those light up shoes and my wedding shoes because I was like, there's no way I'm not getting pictures on the Yellow Brick Road without my wedding shoes. This pair combines my love of Disney because they are Disney shoes. They're Minnie Mouse because they have bows in the back, but they're
cool.
So it combines my love of Disney with the Wizard of Oz, which I absolutely love about those. And these shoes are for summer. My mother bought me 3 pairs of these because she was like, if you scrape them up, I don't know if they'll make any more of these. So I'm just sending you 3 pairs so you can wear them throughout your lifetime. But they're ruby red flip-flops.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, you need ruby red shoes for every occasion. So like flip-flops are important.
Absolutely.
Look at the bling on those bows.
Girl, you cannot flip or flop without some ruby red bling on there.
Yes, so that's summer, and this is my winter ruby red shoes. We've got Ugg boots, and this was also a present from my mother for Christmas a couple years ago. My parents definitely indulge in my obsession because when I was a kid, they didn't have sparkly red shoes, like they didn't really make them. And so all I wanted was to always wear red shoes. They had to get me red patent leather shoes. So I wore them so much in my life. Like as I grew, they had to find more red patent leather shoes. So I feel like my mom, my family and I are making up for it now. Like the lack of sparkly shoes as a child, making up for it now. And my newest edition of ridiculous ruby red shoes are these Crocs. Crocs made these, like Crocs. So I wasn't supposed to get a pair of Crocs. Like,
the only way to make Crocs cool is to make them ruby, in my opinion.
Right. I was like, well, now I need them. They're glitter Crocs. And people are like, oh, did you make those? I'm like, no, they came like this. This is a pair of Crocs shoes. Wow. But I will say that the glitter does crack on it when you walk, but I'm like, you know what? They're to be worn. And they still look really good. But yeah, somebody asked me about that and I was like, I don't know because I haven't worn them, but now that I've worn them, they are correct. They do tend to crack in the glitter. So if anyone's looking for these, just beware. Yes, so those are some of my favorites. I have so many, but I picked those just because I tend to wear those the most currently.
Wow. And do you have any pairs that you like to just display and not wear at all?
Yes, these right here, the officially licensed Ruby Red shoes.
The icon shoes?
The one, yes, the icon shoes. That was my birthday present from Dan last year, but I didn't get them until Christmas because it took forever to come.
Yeah,
But I got them. So yeah, those stay in the case. And then I have some at home too. When I was in high school, I think I bought a pair of like somebody made replicas for me. I don't remember where it might have been on eBay. I can't remember like what websites you bought stuff like that from back when I was in high school.
Back in the day.
Back in my day, we didn't have Etsy and all these apps. But yeah, my very first pair of replicas that were made, I think I got them made in like my size at the time. And I put them in like a case and they're like in my childhood bedroom. So I still have those too that I just don't wear.
You clearly, I can see the books there behind you. Do you also collect the silver shoes or do you pretty much stay pretty exclusive to the ruby shoes?
I have silver. I have a pair of silver sequin pumps and silver glitter pumps and then silver sequin flats. But I don't find the need to have every shoe type in that color just because there's something about that ruby red, man, that just gets me.
That color palette's pretty unmistakable when you see the red and the yellow together. I mean,
it's so pretty.
It really is. Looking at your Instagram, you have founded so many characters. Is there an Oz character that would be on your bucket list that you haven't founded yet, but that you would like to at some point?
Ozma, I think. Because last year I did like a Wizard of Oz week on Instagram and I like invited people to join in. It was me and another girl whose Instagram is Timeless Millennial. We decided to like team up and do like an Oz week where the week leading up or the week of the anniversary of the movie, we would do like different themed days. And I believe it was 5 days. And so I actually did a bunch of bucket list Dorothys that were on my list that I'd never done. I did Diana Ross's Dorothy from The Wiz, and I also did the original Stephanie Mills Dorothy from The Wiz on Broadway, which were 2 that I've never done. So I did those, and those I think were also on my bucket list, so I checked those off. And then I also did DG from Tin Man. Yeah, which wasn't on my bucket list, but I was like, let's do it, so I did her and I used my dog Toto in the picture. So that was fun.
Wow, it's so nice to hear about somebody else who knows about Tin Man because that's such a special one to me. I love that adaptation.
It's a fun one. It's really fun.
It really is. And it's not something you see cosplayed or bounded very often. So thank you for giving it a nod.
Yeah, I was like, this is the week I'm gonna do all these like Dorothy's. I'm gonna pay homage because like each theme day, one was like, I think I did like Oz like shows, like adaptations, like so different Oz shows. So you did something that had to do with like a different Oz show, whether it be Emerald City or Tin Man, or I think The Witches of Oz also was a TV like miniseries, but now it's like packaged as a movie, but I'm not positive about that. So like we did that, and then we also did like other Oz film adaptations, so like Return to Oz and The Wiz and Muppets Wizard of Oz, all those different ones as well. So like it gave the opportunity to be able to like branch out past just the 1939 film, which was fun.
There are so many rich choices. We're so lucky in that way as a fandom that we have so many things to choose from.
Yeah, it's great.
What advice would you give to fellow Oz fans who are interested in getting started Oz bounding?
Just do it. Just start, like find an outfit that you like and make it your own. Honestly, I'd say that about any type of bounding. If you want to do any type of Oz character, there are some really great inspirational outfits that I saw during the week we did. I I think the hashtag was Wonderful Week of Oz. And if you ever search that hashtag, you'll see a whole bunch of different really cool bounds. I saw some great scarecrows and some great Tin Mans and like really cool outfits that I would never have thought to put together like that to make such gorgeous like looks. So if you're curious, I'd say maybe start there, check out the hashtag and see how other people do it. If you're a little nervous about it or not sure how to put together an outfit, there's some great inspiration out there.
This is a very broad community that does this.
Yeah, most of the people who participated were Disney bounders. So they just bounded different Oz characters just because they love that whole bounding experience anyway. So a lot of people participated, and because everyone who Disney bounds, we all rule break is what it used to be called when you're like when you do something outside of Disney, and we love to like put together outfits for all our favorite fandoms. So they really like jumped in and did such an awesome job last summer.
I know cosplay, full-blown cosplay, is rather intimidating to some people because when you're trying to be movie accurate and you can't sew, you have to go online and drop big money to replicate some of these outfits. So it sounds like this is a lot more accessible.
It is a lot more accessible. You could probably find stuff in your closet right now. If you have green and yellow, I'm pretty sure you can put it together and be the Scarecrow. If you have mustard, you can do a lion look. If you have anything silver, boom, it's the Tin Man. Like, it's pretty. Pink, anything pink, you can be Glinda. Anything, put together a pink, wear a pink dress, you are Glinda. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would love to put together a Glinda look with a pink jumpsuit.
Are we inventing a bound right now?
I think so. It just popped in my head and I was like, I kind of want to do that.
That's kind of the beauty of this, and then if you don't have something that you need, you could go thrifting and find a lot of things.
I have definitely, thrifting is a big one for a lot of bounders. We definitely like to find thrift stores. I found like some of my perfect random pieces in a thrift shop.
You are the model that if you go on the Cakeworthy website and look at their Oz collection, you're the face that you see there. How did that happen?
I got lucky. I happen to know the people who run Cakeworthy, and they were like, you're going to die when you like see what's coming. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, we totally are doing an Oz collection. And I was like, are you kidding me? And like, this was during the pandemic. And because it usually they like will do like a shoot and might come out to California and like shoot different things. But they were like, since it's a pandemic, but we want like you to be a part of this, we're going to send you like all the clothes, and then you like go ahead and like take all the pictures and then send them to us and we'll use them for the website. And I was like, yes, please.
Wow. So you actually art directed as well for that shoot?
Well, they had definite shots that they wanted to get. They just sent me like a shot list and I was like, cool. And then my friend who's a photographer took all the photos and we just like went off the shot list. And we found like, and I like showed them different locations and they told me which one they liked the best, and then we just went and did it.
I'm sure that everybody looked at that campaign. I mean, what were some of the reactions you got from friends and family
before they saw the pictures? Like everyone in the community, like when they teased it, and they did not tease it with me in it at all. So when everyone saw that like Cakeworthy was doing Wizard of Oz collection, my mentions were like completely swarmed with people like, you've got to see this. You need all this stuff. You're going to die when you see this. And I was like, oh, just wait till they launch it. You'll see.
Little did they know.
That
is incredible.
Yeah. Cakeworthy is such a great brand. Like the owner, Brandon, and the team that they have, they're so nice. And they were just like, you don't think we're going to do an Oz line and not include you? And I was like, this is the best day of my life.
And I particularly like their brand because of their inclusion, because all of their sizes are unisex sizes.
Yes.
Anybody can wear any piece in their collection.
Yes. And it's LGBTQIA owned. So
we really need to continue as a community to support companies like that and continue to encourage that type of inclusivity.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think the Oz community is perhaps one of the most inclusive, because the Oz books are really at their core about acceptance.
Yeah. So they're great. They're so great. Acceptance and some feminism in there too.
Lots of feminism. Absolutely. Now, this is kind of a question I like to ask Oz slash Disney hardcore fans. So
Ooh.
get your Disney on.
Oh, you mean me? You just described me in one sentence.
If you could take any Oz character from any of the books, films, what have you, to a Disney park, who would you take? And what attraction slash attractions would you want to ride with them most?
Can I time travel?
Sure.
Okay. It would probably, you guys, like, you know, it's gonna be Dorothy. Like, I'm going to take Judy Garland Dorothy with me, and I would time travel back to 1995 or 6 and take her to Disney's MGM Studios and ride the Great Movie Ride.
None of us are okay with the Great Movie Ride being gone.
I wanted to know what happened to the sets. I kept asking people, like, does anybody know what they're going to do with the sets? I will gladly bring them into my house. I couldn't fit them, but we would just try to fit them in this apartment somewhere. I really want to know what they did to that entire set.
I'm sure the animatronics will be recycled and reused in other.
There's rumor, it hasn't been confirmed, but there's rumor that her animatronic is the new Red Pirate in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. That's the speculation, that they refurbished the Wicked Witch from Great Movie Ride into Red the Pirate.
In the Walt Disney World Pirates of the Caribbean.
In the Walt Disney World Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, they said she's got like similar movements that the witch had. So they're like, it's probably the same animatronic. Just
a very advanced animatronic, if I remember correctly. Her movements
are
pretty fluid.
Yeah, and because they revamped her animatronics, like I want to say in the 2000s, they revamped her. So I'm sure they would probably want to reuse that newer model. So people are speculating because it happened kind of around the same time where like Great Movie Ride was closing, Pirates was getting like a new look. It was kind of like maybe, but yeah, Disney's never confirmed it, but that's what the speculation is.
We see you, Disney. We want new Oz attractions. Make it happen.
Yeah.
You've mentioned your husband Dan and your family. Yes. Sounds like they are super supportive. So tell me, how did your husband react when he met you and found out that you had a closet full of red shoes?
I don't know if he knew that part about me yet when we first met. I wonder how long it took him to figure that one out. I wonder if it was like when he moved in with me, when he was probably like, what is all this?
Wait a minute.
No, he might have known because I would wear red shoes all the time. But I think one of the first things he found out about me when we met was that I was a huge Oz lover. And he was like, oh, that's one of my favorite stories. It's like the perfect story. Like The Wizard of Oz is like considered one of the most perfect fairy tales or stories, he said, constructively or something. I don't know. I was like, cool. I just love it. I don't know. Yeah, he actually gave me like this. There's like a book on this shelf that he had as a kid. This one. He gave me this book. It was in his house. And I'd never seen it. And he was like, yeah, you can have it. So I got this from him. And he had it in his house. He's like, I've had this forever, but it's yours now. So I believed him after I saw this book, but I was like, okay, you do like The Wizard of Oz. You're not just saying that to like impress me.
To wrap up this wonderful talk today, my last question to you would be, what is it about The Wizard of Oz that resonates with you the most? And why do you think it has continued to be such a universal story throughout the ages?
I feel like for me, I think it has to start with the shoes. Those shoes just resonate with me so strongly. I just love sparkly shoes. But also I think just the story of like, it's about a girl, like first of all, the heroine of that story, the hero, she's a girl. And that's also like something I think that resonated with me as well. I'm just like, oh, look, a story. And she didn't have a cat, like she had a dog. You know, like growing up, a lot of stories would be like, boys have dogs, girls have cats. Like that meant a lot to me because I'm not a cat person. I'm allergic to cats. I've always wanted a dog. And I'm like, see, she has a dog, you know? Yeah, it might have been Toto, might have been Dorothy. She went on this journey, this magical journey to this colorful world, wearing these fabulous shoes. And I think I just wanted to do that. I wanted to do that too.
Tiffany, you are incredible. Where could people access your work to go find more out about you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Follow the Albert Girl. I think that's probably where I post the most things. And usually if anything else comes up, that's where I would put it so people would know where else to go. So I would just say go to Instagram and follow me there.
Tiffany, you are amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun.